Helpless, broken, ashamed. That's how she stood by the river. Her hands trembled as she tried to pull what was left of her dress over bruised skin, like covering it might somehow make it disappear. The river didn't care. It kept moving quiet, steady, like it had seen this before. Like it had seen 100 women just like her. 10 feet away stood a man. Elias Boon. Hat in his hands, saying nothing. A man his age knew better than to rush someone like her. Especially not someone who flinched before he even moved. He took one slow step forward. She tensed. Not because he moved fast, but because she expected him to. That kind of fear? It doesn't come from strangers. It comes from people you used to trust. From people who taught you exactly what to expect. The sun burned high above them, but she looked cold, barefoot, shaking. Like the world had already taken everything and still wasn't done. Elias spoke, low and careful, like you would to a wounded animal. You can take the coat. He didn't throw it, didn't force it on her, just placed it on a log between them, and stepped back, giving her space, giving her a choice. She hesitated, then grabbed it fast. Like kindness didn't last long, like it could be taken back any second. Up close, Elias saw it clearly now. Those marks, they weren't from a fall. They weren't from the road. They were from hands. Old marks. Not the first time. Name, he asked. She swallowed hard. Clara Whitmore. That name sat heavy in the valley. Everyone knew it. Widow. 3 months, maybe less. You running from someone? For a moment she said nothing. Then her eyes lifted. Not wild. Not lost. Just done. My husband's dead, she said. A pause. They say I still belong to them. And just like that, everything made sense. Behind them, far up the trail, movement. 2 riders. Coming slow, but steady. Clara saw them too. Her breath caught. They'll take me back. Elias looked at the riders, then back at her. And in that moment, he made a choice that would follow him for the rest of his life. Voice script. Elias didn't hesitate. He stepped forward slowly this time. And for the first time, Clara didn't pull away. He helped her onto the horse, careful, steady, like she might break if he rushed it. She winced, tried to hide it. He noticed anyway. They didn't take the main trail. Too open, too easy to follow. Instead, Elias turned toward the river path, where rocks broke the tracks and water swallowed the sound. Out here, danger didn't always come loud. Sometimes it followed quiet. Sometimes it waited for you to feel safe first. Clara held onto the saddle tight, silent, rigid, like she expected hands to grab her any second. After a while, she spoke. They won't stop. Elias nodded once. Men like that never do. That was it. No questions. No doubt. Just belief. And somehow, that was the thing that almost broke her. Because a person can survive pain, can survive fear. But being believed, after no one listened for so long, that hits different. They rode for nearly an hour, until the trees opened up to a small clearing. A cabin stood there. Old wood. Thin smoke rising from the chimney. Ada Mercer's place. If there was one person in the valley who didn't care about gossip, it was her. The door opened before they even knocked. She looked at Clara once, then at Elias, and stepped aside. Bring her in. No questions. Not yet. Inside, it smelled like coffee and clean linen. Ada handed Clara a blanket, guided her gently to sit. And that's when it hit. The shaking. Not the kind you see right away, the kind that comes after, when the body finally realizes it might not be hurt again, and doesn't quite know what to do with that. Elias stayed near the door, giving space, watching. Ada worked quietly, checking Clara's arms, her shoulders, her back. She didn't say much, but her face hardened. She'd seen enough to understand. Later, the truth came out in pieces. Her husband gone. 3 months. His family claiming everything. The house, the land, and her. Like she wasn't even a person anymore. Like she was something passed down, along with the property. Elias looked down when she said it. Some things never sit right. Then came the part that mattered most. the land. If Clara left, they'd lose it. So they kept her, controlled her, broke her down slow. Outside, a horse stopped. Then another. Elias didn't move at first. He didn't need to look. He already knew. The knock came hard, sharp, not asking, claiming. Clara froze. Ada didn't. Elias stepped toward the door. And this time, he didn't take his hat off, because whatever stood on the other side wasn't there to talk. He opened the door halfway. That was enough. Silas Whitmore stood there, dust on his boots, anger in his eyes. You've got something that belongs to us. Elias didn't step outside.
Didn't invite them in.
Ain't how I see it. Silas smirked, like he expected that answer. Men like him always do.
She's family, he said.
That means she comes back. Elias shook his head.
Slow.
Final.
No.
That one word drew a line in the dirt. Silas pushed the door. Elias pushed back harder. Wood cracked against the frame. And just like that, it wasn't talking anymore. It was fists. The dust settled, but the tension didn't. Silas and his man rode off, not defeated, just waiting. Men like that don't forget. And they don't forgive. Inside the cabin, silence pressed and heavy. Clara looked at Elias, not confused by the fight. She understood that part. What she didn't understand was him. The way he stood between her and them. Like she mattered. Like she was worth the trouble. That was new. Later that evening, as the sun dipped low, Elias sat outside with Ada. That family ain't done, she said. Elias nodded. I know, but something else didn't sit right. Not just how they treated Clara.
But why?
Too desperate. Too tight. Like they had something to lose. Ada spoke again. Her husband never tried to leave. Elias paused. That thought stayed with him. The next morning, he rode out, not chasing trouble, just looking for truth. And by noon, he found it. Daniel Whitmore didn't just die. He tried to leave, tried to take Clara with him. And in a place like this, some men would rather kill than lose control. Elias sat there a long time, letting that truth settle. Because now, this wasn't just about saving her. This was about exposing something rotten. And once that kind of truth comes out, it doesn't go back in quiet. Market day in Stevensville, the busiest place in the valley. Wagons rolling in, voices rising, people trading, talking, pretending. It was the one place you couldn't hide the truth for long. Elias chose it on purpose. He rode in, with Clara beside him, not behind, not hidden, beside. That alone turned heads. Whispers started before they even stopped moving. A widow, riding next to a man like Elias Boon? People noticed. Clara felt every eye, every judgment. But this time, she didn't look down. Near the well, where the crowd gathered thickest, Elias stopped. He didn't shout. Didn't need to. She ain't going back. Simple.
Clear.
Final. The words hit like a stone in still water. Martha Whitmore stepped forward. Face tight. Eyes sharp. That girl belongs with her family. Elias didn't raise his voice. She ain't a piece of land. That one hit harder than shouting ever could. Men shifted. Some looked away. Because they knew. Maybe not everything. But enough. Enough to stay quiet before. Enough to pretend it wasn't their business. Then Elias said it. The thing no one else would. Her husband tried to leave. Silence. Heavy. Sharp. Martha's face changed. Just for a second. That was all it took. Silas pushed through the crowd. Anger boiling over. You got no right. Elias stepped down from his horse. No. You just thought nobody else would say it. And then, it broke. Silas swung first.
Wild.
Reckless. Elias took the hit, then drove forward. Controlled. Focused. Every move steady. This wasn't rage. This was a line being drawn. Silas went down once. Got up again. Swung harder. Elias didn't rush. Didn't lose control. Second time, Silas hit the ground harder. And this time, no one stepped in to help him. No one. Ada stepped forward. Her voice cut through everything. I've seen the marks on that girl. Silence. I know what puts them there. Now nobody could look away. Not Martha. Not the men who used to nod along. Even the deputy hesitated, because the truth wasn't hidden anymore. It was right there in the open, in the dust, in the silence. Elias looked around at all of them. Now you decide what kind of place this is. Because after today, nobody gets to say they didn't see it. Clara didn't leave that day. Not because she couldn't, but because, for the first time in a long while, the choice was hers. That night, she sat outside Ada's cabin, watching the last light fade over the valley. No shouting, no fear, no one telling her who she belonged to. Elias sat nearby, not too close, not too far. After a while, she spoke. I don't want to trade one cage for another. Elias nodded. Then don't. Simple. No pressure. No claim. He told her the truth. If you stay, you work. Real work. The ranch. The books. A life built on something solid. And if you leave, he paused. I'll give you what you need to start over. No conditions. No expectations. Just a door left open. And that was the difference. Clara didn't fall in love because she was saved. She stayed because she chose to. Days passed. Some were still hard. She'd wake up, reaching for the blanket, like it might be taken away. But slowly, things changed. The ranch became hers too. She learned. She worked. She spoke. Without flinching. One day, she laughed, then covered her mouth, like joy might get her in trouble. Elias noticed. He didn't say anything, but he remembered. And somewhere, in all that quiet, something began to grow. Not fast, not loud, but real. One evening, by the fence line, she reached for his hand first. Not out of fear, not out of need, just because she wanted to. And that made all the difference.